Hello, everyone. This is Karen Cornell, your Creative Memories Advisor, and we are going to be doing project recipe number 13 today. It's not an unlucky number. It's a good number. So I'm very excited about this one because I kind of modified it a little bit with my punch because of the theme that I was going with. So a lot of times I get questions like, how do you pick which project recipe you're doing every week? Well, here's the selfish reason. I'm trying to complete an album in the first quarter of this year that I've been working on for years, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of looking at the pictures. I'm tired of it being on my to-do list. So I selfishly am looking ahead at what pictures I need to get done, and then I lay out my pictures on a 2-page spread and figure out where they would go, and then I pick the PR. So that's how I picked this one. I'm doing a fall theme with it, and I use mostly Autumn Cottage, I believe, and maybe I think my background pages are Autumn Harvest. So, but that's mainly what I've done. I'm also using the Autumn Leaves border punch. But let's get started. So let's switch our camera. There we go. So we are going to start by looking at the project recipe and knowing what we need. They used cardstock as the base pages. You can use cardstock. Me, I am trying to get rid of my stash, so I am using paper because it worked this time. So, and this paper that I'm using is very cool because it's kind of speckledy. And so it brings out, it's not just a plain white page or whatever. So I like that it's speckled and it brings some of the colors of my photos, and the papers kind of all tie it together. But then you're also going to need 3 designer papers. So a total of 5 papers, whether any combination of cardstock that you would like. And you will need the Autumn Leaves. You're going to need a little pencil because we're going to have to measure at the 7 1/4 mark on our border so that we can cut the border. And I do love this technique. I'm a very symmetrical person, but this makes me go outside my comfort zone just a little bit, but totally elevates the page. So it's a great technique to put in your back pocket to use another time. So let's get going on the cutting. And I have these pulled because I really like this acorn and I want to try and use it. So put that off to the side as well. I love sliding. If I'm going to do a project, I love these slide-in pockets. They're just so great because I can pull my papers out. So if you don't have those in your stash, I highly recommend them. So let's get our trimmer. We are going to need our 12-inch trimmer, and we're going to need a border punch. Mine is going to disconnect, and it's okay because they have it layered so that it goes up a little bit behind it. The green one's a little bit behind the orange one, if you see very carefully. And then they just cut the green one a little bit wider. So I'm still going to be able to stack mine and give that dimension to it. And we will see if I'll be able to add my border sticker or not, or if it takes away from what we're doing. So either way, it will work. So don't stress because because in the project recipe, it calls for the border punch to be cut, then I can use either one and it'll be fine. So it says punch border, then cut. So since I am just punching my border, I don't have to worry about cutting. I'm going to make sure that I use just 1 paper at a time and not cut 2 because I've done that before. Well, actually did a circle in the middle, if you remember. I did find that kind of comical later. But I did use the paper. I ended up using it. So it worked out great. No waste. So we're going to go ahead and punch this. Just line it up. For me, it helps if I stand. I don't know if you're one of those crafters that's up and down all day long when you're going to lay out. I am. I hope everybody's started your day off great. I started mine on the tennis court. It felt so good to be back out on the tennis court. So we're going to punch 2 of those. Kind of do this and brush it off to the side. That way we won't have any jam. Just make sure you line it up with the blue. You guys getting excited about National Scrapbook Day? My event, I'm actually holding it in the end of March because April, with Easter being later this year, it's kind of thrown in spring break for the girls. It's kind of thrown a monkey into the having one in April. So, and the 1st of May just never works in my area just because it's so busy. So we're doing it in March. So we're going to take that and dump that in the trash can. And then we're going to continue with our cutting. We are going to cut at 4.5. And because my border is different, my border maker cartridge or border punch is not one that attaches, my measurements may be a little bit different. Wow, that's pretty good. I ended up with 4.5. Perfect. So this one is 4.5 by 12, and then this one's going to be 4.5 by 7.25. So I'm going to pull out my arm and go all the way to 1/4. And this one I need to cut it at 4.25 by 4 and so this is 4 hold on. So this is my, see, I'm double checking. See, you measure twice, cut once. So this is my 4 3/4. So that's going to be my length. So then my width needs to be 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it here. See, you don't want to get confused. The first number is always what you're going to measure out on your trimmer. So that one's done. Now we're going to go on to designer paper number 2. Which is right here. And we're going to punch our border first. If you are using a border punch, the punch you will cut at 1.5 inches. So if you need your border to be 1.5, okay, then you're going to cut one of them at 7.25. Oh, I was confused because it was giving me both measurements. I was like, well, why do I need both? If I cut one, it's going to work out. So just when you're cutting a border, just make sure that the tallest part is up at the top so that you'll get a straight cut. So I'm cutting at 7.25. And it's going to go right between those leaves. There we go. And then this is going to leave the 4 3/4. I don't know why that confused me so much. Probably because I'm overthinking, like I always do, right? Okay, so now we're going to punch 2 of these. And these, if you are using one that stays attached, you're going to cut this one a little bit different when you're separating it. And I will give that instruction this time that I did not give last time because I was focused on my border not getting caught. You see how it got, the leaf got caught right there. Do you see that? So I'm going to try and save this without cutting it. So I'm going to take my handy dandy multi-purpose tool. Go grab it. Can't find my multi-purpose tool right now, so I'm going to grab this right now. Why does this always happen when I'm filming? I could punch this border all day long and it wouldn't happen. But I saved it. Okay. Yay! Okay. Continuing on. Pretend that never happened. And then we're going to continue punching. Always make sure you get it flush up against the little edge up there so that you have a straight border. So if you are doing this one, you are going to cut this at 2 inches if you are using a border punch that stays attached. So now I'm going to cut a second one. And I've layered leaves before in a layout, so I really think it's going to be fine. If not, I will go rogue and make it work. Why does it do it on the first one every time? Here we go. We have to perform surgery again, y'all. And you can usually save a border if you just have patience and you just kind of work it back until it finds this little spot where it's supposed to go through. That one I fixed quick. Okay. Moving on. I just love this plaque. When you see my pictures that I picked for it, you'll see why I picked this paper. Okay, so then you're going to cut that border at 2 inches. Move my trash. Okay. Then we are going to let's go ahead and cut this border at 7 1/4 again. So put that arm out so we can get that all done. Just make sure the little tops of my leaves are right there. There we go. Beautiful. Then we're going to cut, might as well keep this out because we have to do 6 1/2. Straight down. Just go ahead and cut it straight down. It'll be a little bit easier. This is extra. Then you're going to do 4 1/2. You're going to use the reverse and then another 4 1/2. Then here you're going to cut 2 3x3 squares. So and when you're doing an angle, you want to make sure the tip is in line with that diagonal. And you can double check your where it's going to cut by using one of these cutting guides. It tucks away at the top. We also have one at the bottom. And another way to triple check it is you have a little white little arrow right inside there that will tell you where it's going to cut. And as you get used to your trimmer, you pretty much know where it's going to cut. There we go. And then we have one final paper. And it is going to be at 4 3/4. And it's just a straight down 12-inch cut. And then this is all excess, so you can use it for another layout. Okay, now it's time to assemble. So this is going to go right over here. And this one's going to, let me get my, it's going to be right here. This is going to go straight across. Super cute. Then this is going to go here. Then we have, you could use either side. I'm going to do this. We've got our borders up here. And we assemble it like this. I'm going to switch that. And see, I like how my leaves are different and not the same, because then you can see them a little bit better. Then we have, this is going to go over here. Move that up a little bit. I'm going to do it at the 1.5 inch line, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to get this even. Okay, even Steven. Then this is going to be the longer one, 7 and some change, and then this is going to go on top of it. Do I like it better that way? No, I really don't. I like it different. Okay, and then we have this down here. And I'll trim that off in just a second. And then we have oh, I love how this is bringing the blue in. That's the gist of it. So let's assemble and see how it works. I always like to lay everything out first to see if I need to do any tweaks or anything. So some of you might feel like just going for it. I do like to kind of lay it all out and then tape. And now we just assemble it. So it should go together beautifully. Got repo. Put this up a little bit. The top of this is going to be about at the 6 inches for those of you that like to do the same thing. I'm going to grab my fantastic mat here. I'm going to grab some quick scissors. That would be a tape runner, y'all. Yep, just knock that right off. Sorry for the crash. At least it wasn't anything that I don't have a bazillion of, right? Okay, so we're gonna put this on here. And I'm putting it just right at the top so I don't see any white through there. And like I said, I like the different leaves. You may not. You may want it to be the same. I like that it's a little different. Then we're going to assemble this. Let's do this. Like I said, we're going to put this at the... Uh-oh. Good thing photos are going on top of that. Oh, good. Not too much pigment was taken off. Okay. Then we're going to put this right here. Beautiful. Oh, it's turning out so cute. This one had very simple cuts. I love that these PRs are very simple cuts. And then it doesn't, and the layout's pretty simple. But my favorite part about it is it doesn't take away from the pictures, because I am a picture person and I'm sure all of you are too. And I love having my pictures on the page. So let's put that here. This one is going to be the bottom. This is going to go here. And I'm just kind of centering it. I'm going to tuck this one underneath. And yes, I'm just eyeballing it. Now let's do, oh, we got our other ones over here. And these are going to be the opposite. So it's going to be like that. I'm trying to do this with a paper in my hand is silly. Why am I doing that? Okay, there we go. And then this one's going to go on top. And I am going to put this. Oh, I gotta move this one out. And this one on top. I was like, something's not right. When I'm looking across the page and I'm trying to do this quickly and efficiently, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Okay, here we go. Time for leaves. Okay. And I love the plaid leaves. Love, love, love. These right here. And like I said, mine are different. And I'm okay with that. I like that it's different. Because I like that it is like leaves falling. Because leaves don't fall perfectly. This is cute. Cute, cute, cute. Now, I am going to show you where the pictures go, but I want to add, so we're going to have 5x4 here and 5x4 here. Oh, no, not there. Sorry, that's a 3x4. Oh, I know, I was going to do it here. Sorry. See, I added another photo and I didn't realize it. Then my 3x4, my 3x4. I need to read my own notes. And a 6x4, and a 6x4. And then you have room, you could add either vellum or you could add another photo. I'm going to be adding a photo. And maybe you could put this in here and tuck this down in there. Probably be I would say a 4x4 in there would be cute. But this is, or you could switch this even. You could do a 5x4 there. And you could do, they have just that there as a journal card or a photo. You could add another one up here. You've got options, which is great. And I'm going to pull out my stickers. And I just loved these little acorns. And I really think that they would add a lot to the page right here. So I think I'm going to add them there. My final layout will be on my Facebook page, Karen Cornell Scrapbooking. But I think the modifications I made work well. I'm very pleased with them. And so don't be afraid to take a project recipe and change it. You know, change the border punch. As long as it doesn't have to stay attached, you can do one that isn't attached. So that's why I use the autumn leaves. But this is my layout. We are working really hard. We're going to make sure we color in number 13 for me, I'm using my blue. And the other reason why I did this one is because we hadn't done any blue yet. I have to have all the colors. So I may have to do one on this column so we can get green in there next time. So go ahead and color in and keep track of your project recipes. We are doing fantastic. Keep up the great work. I love hearing from y'all. Subscribe to my page if you like this or my channel. Like my Facebook page. And I hope you guys have a happy scrapping day. Bye.